Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
Co-creation at its best, really? Really? You are knowing what you are wanting? We almost believe you. So many of our physical friends, that includes you. You are our physical friends, but we're including you in this very carefully stated scenario. You put too much credence in action, and you offer a lot of action without tending to your vibration. And so life is harder and less effective for you than it could be, which is what makes you not trust, which causes the perpetuation of a vibration that slows it all down, and that's sort of the human cycle. And so we just thought it would be nice to sort of clear things up, because life is supposed to be fun for you. You're supposed to be having a good time on this never-ending journey of expansion. That's sort of a downer to a lot of humans. This never-ending journey. You got to be kidding me. And if a never-ending journey bothers you, then what we said about you is really true. You're putting too much credence in your action and not enough attention to your vibration. And so you're tired on your journeys instead of buoyed by them, you see. When you start focusing upon the laws of the universe, and you start noticing that they are consistent, and then you develop your own patterns of applying the laws of the universe, you begin noticing your own vibrational point of attraction. You begin contouring deliberately your own frequency. You begin thinking about what you're thinking about deliberately. You begin choosing the frequency of it before you apply too much thought to it. You notice the frequency of your vibration. We know vibration is a boring topic, but it's everything. You notice the frequency of your vibration before you allow law of attraction to provide more momentum to it. So you begin to gain more and more control from the early stages of your point of attraction. You don't wait for something to occur and then examine it after it has occurred, after the momentum has become so huge that you have no creative control over the momentum. You control the momentum early on, and you let the laws of the universe show you how helpful they can be to you. Then you begin to not just have faith in a trusting way that things will turn out the way you want them to, but you begin to have absolute knowledge in the laws, and trusting at first and then knowledge in your ability to apply the vibrational frequency that you mean to apply. When you learn that the only thing that you need to be mindful of, and the only thing really that you have any control about, is your own vibration, and that doesn't feel like not enoughness. That feels like everything you need, because you have come to understand that your point of attraction is everything. When you control your point of attraction, you control what comes to you. So we're eager to talk with you about whatever is important to you. There is nothing off limits, and there is no order of business, but there will be a sort of building of momentum. It is our expectation that you will achieve a vibrational movement today that will put you in a place of being more accessible to those who are running around with you, who are shining spotlights on your path of least resistance. We want you to enjoy the journey as well as the manifestation, because we want you to know that every manifestation is just the beginning point of another journey. And once you're good with that, then life starts being more and more fun. For a while we've been saying to you that you are the creator of your own reality. And we explained to you that through the processing of life, that you've been sending off rockets of desire, knowing what you don't want, knowing what you do want. You've been asking. And you've created a vibrational momentum that amounts to a vortex version of you. It contains everything that you have become. All of the clarity, all of the mastery, all of the brilliance, all of the joy, all of the love, all of the beingness that you have been living over lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes is amassed in this vibrational version of that which is you. Your source is there. That which you call God is there. Your inner being is there. It is a vibrational version of the furthest, most expansion of that which you are. And it spins in a very high-flying, non-resistant frequency. And it amasses cooperative components, the likes of which we are not able to find words to describe. The mastery of your vortexual, vibrational reality is unspeakable, really. It is not unfeelable, but it is unspeakable. We've been saying to you for a number of years that before anything comes into manifestation, that there is a vibrational version of it. And some of you have been thinking about that vibrational version. We don't want you to consider too much this vibrational buffet. We want you to trust that all things are possible, and then we want you to tune your frequency to the one that will yield you the things that you want. When you go with the flow, when you catch the spirit of the energy in motion, and you learn to tend to your vibrational resistance, which is the thing that slows the stream, slows the flow. When you get just those things clear in your mind, and you get better at slowing negative momentum and better at encouraging positive momentum, then you feel eager about life. Then all things feel possible. Then nothing ever worries you. Then you spend your time like you do at most buffets, just choosing what pleases you most, rather than petitioning to get the stuff you don't want thrown out. You see. We've been telling you a story for a while. It's a story really that we get from you, because sometimes it sounds to us as if you are saying, Abraham, I have fallen out of an airplane and I do not have a parachute. What do you suggest that I now do? And we like to say to you under those conditions, hang on, it'll be over in a little bit. Because there's not much that you are likely to do that's going to change that momentum. You get the sense of what we're talking about. And in like manner, sometimes you get momentum established that while it is not that critical, it's likely that nothing that you're going to do in terms of action or conversation, you're not going to talk yourself out of negative momentum. Sometimes you say, well, I want closure. Or sometimes you say, well, I just want to get to the bottom of it. And we say, there's no bottom. You cannot get to the bottom of negative momentum, because attention to a subject only perpetuates it. It's only going to spin faster. It's only going to spin more. There's only going to be more momentum. And it's only going to then accomplish a wider sweep to sweep more stuff in and bring it right to you. Don't you know that? Haven't you ever been in the middle of a conversation? It's better if you find yourself at the beginning of it, but haven't you ever been in the middle of a conversation and you know that there's no way out of it? You know you're going to crash and burn before it's over, because you can't stop the momentum. Now, this may sound odd to you coming from us, who has written book after book after book with process after process after process, all with the intent of helping you slow that momentum. But we want to say to you that while you could pivot, you got to do it early before the momentum really gets strong. While you could find a better feeling thought, you got to do it early before the momentum gets too strong. So in order to explain all of this to people who are not that accustomed to even thinking in vibrational terms, we've fashioned this analogy of this vortex version of you. And we've been saying to you, we wrote a whole book about it. Get in the vortex, and then apply your effort or your thought or your vocabulary to something. Today we're taking that vortex version into something that's easier for you to understand by reminding you that there is this high-flying vortex version of all that you want. But there's also a vortex version of what you don't want. Because every time you give thought to anything, you send a vibration that precedes the actuality of it into motion. So there are all kinds of probabilities that you've set into motion. Successful ones, unsuccessful ones, happy ones, unhappy ones. In other words, you've been creating a lot of realities that you're not yet living because you've been sifting through life and you've been setting a lot of things into motion. When you find a thought and you focus upon it and you stay focused upon that thought for as little as 17 seconds, momentum ensues because another thought like it joins it. And then another thought like it joins it. Another 17 seconds, another 17 seconds. By the time you've done that 4 times and you cross that 68-second mark, you've got significant enough momentum going that you pretty much have to take a nap in order to stop that momentum. So when we say to you, it's a good idea to get out ahead of manifestation, what we're really talking about is deciding how you want to feel first, earlier in the day. It's like seeing those discs stacked up, those spinning discs, depression, fear, anger, frustration, overwhelmment, hopefulness, eagerness, passion, love. And if you could just see them stacked up and early in the day, before any other momentum has been established within you, decide that you want to jump on this disc and jump on that high-flying disc and set forth a thought, a pure thought that has no resistance in it. You'll have to feel around till you find them because it really is a personal thing. If you can maintain that thought for as little as 17 seconds, it is our promise to you, momentum will take you from there. And another 17 and another 17. If you can pick your disc early in the day, then you have a very good chance this day of making it through breakfast. Feeling better. Now, you might not make it all the way to breakfast. You might not make it all the way through breakfast because the fact of it is you've got other momentums going and there are trigger points all around your life that are going to activate them. But if every morning for just a little while you wake up intent on finding that good feeling disc and managing to accomplish it and then allowing that momentum to ensue, what you're going to begin to discover is the momentum on those other discs will peter out because the only thing that keeps them spinning, it really is like that plate spinning act where the genius throws the plates up into the air and keeps them going and he keeps them going and he keeps them going. Have you seen him? He runs down there and keeps that going and he runs down there and keeps that going. It's only his attention to them that keeps them going. And the same is true of your discs. It's only your attention to them that keeps them going. And there are a whole lot of discs on your spinning disc act that you would be well to let go for lack of attention. Just let them fall from your experience and just keep the ones going that you want to keep going. Nothing is more exhilarating than to decide that you want something, know that you don't have it yet, but believe that it is coming in time because you know what to do between now and its manifestation in order to bring it along. That's what deliberate creating is. You know that you are vibrational. It's helpful if you know that because then these words frequency and vibration don't freak you out. If you could make peace with the fact that you are vibrational and start to enjoy the vibrational expansion and not care so much about the right now manifestation, but you could take pleasure in the vibrational expansion, then you'd be home free. The reason that you want the manifestation is because we can't think of a good reason, can you? Well, you like the manifestation because it is the fullest realization of your vibrational alignment. Because you have a vortex version of so many wonderful things. And as you accomplish a vibrational pattern or habit that equals them, then all kinds of manifestations, starting with a great idea. A great idea is a manifestation. An impulse is a manifestation. That feeling to go into that restaurant and then a conscious thought, no, that's not the right one for me. And then the feeling being there stronger. Those are impulses. Those are inspirations. That is momentum that is offered from your broader perspective that when you are in the vicinity of them, in time, if you play this game just a little while of selecting your disc early on, you'll begin to notice that all things that matter to you will begin flowing into your experience in a much more satisfying and fulfilling way.